Hi there, my name is Moray. I am a fashion designer who's obsessed with history. Now today we are covering who built the Library of Alexandria. We are a biography channel and we cover the figures behind some of the most incredible feats of history. So much content out there just talks about its burning by Julius Caesar. Instead, we're going to talk about the three main figures who were involved in the building of it. Well, four, including Alexander the Great, if you consider the city Alexandria. So that's what we're delving into today. So, the Library of Alexandria. What is the Library of Alexandria? The Library of Alexandria was the world's greatest classic resource. There is so much lost about Greco-Roman history because of its burning. The library held so many great scribes and books and had so many great scholars working at it, and its loss was a huge, horrible thing for not only classics but humanity. Alexandria was founded by Alexander the Great, 331 BC by Alexander the Great. It was his namesake, capturing the Egyptian satrapy from the Persians. Alexander dreamed of a great namesake on the Egyptian coast. He chose the site of Alexandria from imagining what a causeway would look linked to the mainland. He wanted to create two magnificent natural harbours. He wanted to turn Alexandria into a great Hellenistic hub. However, a few months after founding Alexandria, Alexander leaves Egypt and he doesn't return again. So, who furthered Alexandria's rise as one of the most magnificent cities in ancient history? Disagree. Who actually was involved in the building of it? We have names such as Ptolemy I Soter, Ptolemy the Seconds, Demetrius, who's Ptolemy I Soter's assistant. It was Ptolemy. So who, after Alexander's great work, carried on making Alexandria one of the greatest cities in antiquity? It was Cleomenes. Cleomenes was Alexander's viceroy. However, Alexander the Great dies in 323 BC. Ptolemy I takes over. Ptolemy I, originally ruling from Memphis, moved to Alexandria and gave Alexander's namesake a place where kings could rule, or dictators. I don't know, kings, dictators? I don't know. Ptolemy then declares himself pharaoh, and he calls himself Ptolemy I Soter, or Ptolemy the Saviour, till he makes the Egyptian capital, Alexandria. Now then, it wasn't just Ptolemy who created the Library of Alexandria by making Alexandria the head city of Egypt. He had to have a hand in it. Who was that? Demetrius of Phalerum. So who is Demetrius of Phalerum? Demetrius is born in, Phalerum in 350 BC. Demetrius is the son of Philostratus, who was a poor man without rank or property. However, Demetrius was really well educated. Actually, Demetrius was educated amongst Meander, who was the great poet. So even though his dad didn't have money, Demetrius did have a good education. We can see that Demetrius begins his public career in 325 BC. And Demetrius is excellent. And he has 360 statues erected after him. He was very popular in Athens. However, Demetrius is really unpopular with the plebs. Well, they didn't call them plebs, that's a Roman term. He's really unpopular with the public. So he is forced to leave. That's how he ends up in Egypt. But in 297 BC, he moves to Ptolemy I Soter's court. Well of Demetrius, Ptolemy thinks of him so well that he allows Demetrius revision of the kingdom's laws, love for literature, and he follows his passion of literary pursuit. Soter passes away and Demetrius has a fall from grace. Ptolemy II is now ruling. So let's talk about what Ptolemy II did for the Library of Alexandria. The second is alleged to be the person who turned the Library of Alexandria into this place of scholarship and intellectualism. And scholars estimate how many scrolls were actually in the library, but the numbers go from 40,000 to 400,000, which is so many. Not only this as well, the Library of Alexandria also had a sister library. Let's talk about Ptolemy II and the sister library of the Library of Alexandria, the Serapeum. To the Library of Alexandria was a smaller library. Influence of the Library of Alexandria declined over the centuries. In 145 BC, intellectuals were purged from Alexandria, and the head librarian of the time resigned. So I think that people, pop culturally, they talk about the Library of Alexandria having this massive burning death when realistically it faded out. Now then, we have to talk about who built the library, and it's alleged to be none other than Julius Caesar. In 48 BC, Julius Caesar is pursuing Pompey. F***ing Pompey, man. Like, we were gonna do a video on him and Sulla today, but no, I was more interested in the topics I have for today's videos. Caesar is pursuing Pompey, and he's in the territory of Alexandria. So what does he do when he's outnumbered? He burns down Alexandria.